Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to #PastorBesties. I'm Nicole.
I'm Melissa.
And today we're talking about, being hot.
And sweaty.
And showering in flip-flops.
Have you ever showered with a garden hose in a garbage bag before?
What? No, what?
People do that
when
they're on mission trips.
Mission trips. Today on #PastorBesties. Okay, so maybe we're like the worst at selling mission trips.
Yeah, because they are amazing.
They are amazing.
There's lots that go along with them that's sometimes not.
But that's a testament to mission trips that they're so amazing despite how gross they are.
Right. I mean, and let's be honest. On a mission trip, you're not really supposed to be staying at like 5-star hotels.
But that would be great if you could.
I mean, that's
all right.
A vacation, not a mission
Okay,
trip.
True. That's true. Yeah. Okay, so how old were you when you went on your first mission trip?
I was in high school. It was right after I graduated high school that I went on my first mission trip.
Oh, great. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
I went to Camp Courageous, Iowa. We built outhouses.
Ooh.
So Camp Courageous is a large disability camp that they do, and so there were a lot of people there with varying degrees of abilities.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we didn't interact with the campers. We did the manual labor, like building outhouses. I think we built an archery something, whatever they're called, patio.
I don't know. I'm not into the archery.
Yeah, me either. But yeah,
archery patio. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. If it's not a thing, it's
That's
new.
right. We built it. What about you? What was your first mission trip? How old were you?
I was in 6th grade, which is young, I know. But my youth group always went to Henderson Settlement, which is down in the Appalachian Mountains in Kentucky, like rural Kentucky. Rural. That's how you say it. Rural.
Rural.
Yeah. And so I did that every year from like 6th grade all through high school, and a place that's near and dear to my heart because it just changed my life and changed my understanding. We would break up into groups because we took down a lot of kids, and so we'd break into groups of like 5 or 6, and we'd all go to different sites. So my first site that I worked on was putting on a tin roof on this itty-bitty little house up in the mountains, and it was an amazing experience. Mm-hmm. It was.
I know that we talked about it a little bit like on our call episode, but on a mission trip is where I experienced my call to ministry.
That's amazing. I think that while I didn't like directly receive my call into ministry, I think that's probably the beginning.
Sure.
Because, the learning to serve others is such an important part of our work.
Yeah.
I think that it all kind of started there for me, for sure.
So what other locations or places have you been on mission trip? Do you go to the same place all the time, or have you been other places?
When I was we did that all through high school when I was a youth. Then I became a youth leader, youth worker. So I took my kids down there another time. And then when I moved to Georgia, we went to different places, but all still sort of like the same idea. Manual labor, helping shingle and roof and side and, drywall, that kind of stuff. And currently, I've been planning a mission trip for almost 3 years. Over 3 years, actually. I'm trying to get a team to go to Liberia. And we've had to cancel the last 2 years because of the Ebola crisis, which has just been awful.
Yeah.
But third time's a charm, right? So we're going this December. I'm really excited.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's just like the never-ending mission trip.
Yeah.
Like it just has gone on and on and on. But it's going to happen. I have to believe it. I think, the beauty of mission work is, especially as a young person, is what it instills in you. So I feel like in my early mission work, a lot of, mercy and justice work, understanding that we don't all come from the same privileged backgrounds. And because we come from privileged backgrounds, we can't judge others. Yeah. How about you? I mean, does that sound...
Yeah. I've done so many different types of mission trips. I've been in the rural Appalachian Mountains, doing some of the manual labor, like I said, at Camp Courageous. And I've also been in places where we've led vacation Bible schools in the inner city.
That's cool.
Where we've done work in urban areas, and even some of the more social justice advocacy kind of trips. Just recently our high school trip was to Washington, D.C., and some of our students got to talk to one of our representatives.
Awesome.
Which is pretty incredible.
That is for a young person to experience.
Absolutely. And that's not always necessarily what you might think of first when you think of a mission trip. I think oftentimes when you think mission trip, we often think like, I'm going to put a roof on a house, or I'm going to build an outhouse. But, I mean, this is just as much work and mission work as much as anything else. So I think that it's always interesting, like the different locations and the different sorts of experiences. And I always say that it's so hard to put those experiences into words. And I often feel sometimes like when I'm telling people that, like I don't want to guilt someone into going on a mission trip or shame them to be like, well, I just can't tell you, you need to experience it.
Right.
But sometimes it's just hard. Like I can tell you the logistics, but the experience itself, it's sometimes just really hard to put into words.
Right.
And it's also like, how does it change you?
Oh,
like, how are you changed when you come back? Because I think seeing things, sometimes you have to see things somewhere else in order to see it in front of your own face.
Absolutely. I mean, my first mission trip, when we were putting that roof on that house, they didn't have indoor plumbing. They had electricity. And so while we were working on their house, they were inside. This family was inside playing Xbox. And I remember my 6-year-old self could not comprehend that they couldn't have, running water, but they had an Xbox. And I talked to my youth leader about it, and his words that he just poured into me about, you can't deny somebody a little bit of happiness, if that brings them some joy in life. And then, you go home and you think, wow, does my stuff bring me that kind of joy or happiness, or is it just stuff? And to think about, sometimes less is more, and to think, well, gosh, like how can I use what I have to help others then?
Right. Right. Or the things that you see elsewhere have been in your neighborhood the whole time, and sometimes it takes leaving your community to see that. To see, wow, there's places that can use some help around my community. That person might need help with a roof, or this is an underserved population even in my community. So how maybe we should start an English as a second language class at our church. Right. So sometimes it takes getting out of your comfort zone in order to see something else.
Absolutely. I mean, oh, wow. Mission trips are so important for that, because they just open your eyes to things in so many ways and help you understand that, when we come from a place of privilege, sometimes we don't really open our eyes to see what's happening.
And I think that the experience itself gives you a different worldview. And so it's just opened up. So one of the things that, probably a question, so I think I have participated personally in 3 mission trips, but I've led 17.
Whoa!
Yeah, so there's some differences from participating to leading. So what have you found in that way? Because I can tell a million stories.
I think mine are probably pretty similar. Like, I've led as many as I've gone on as a participant. It's totally different. When you're a youth, you're along for the ride and you don't know anything, right? Like, you're oblivious to the planning and the stress of taking, a group of 30 kids with you.
Oh my gosh, so much stress.
It is, because you're responsible for their lives.
Yes.
That is a big responsibility.
You're responsible for their physical well-being, for their emotional well-being, for their spiritual well-being for 10 days.
You're making me feel stressed out right now, and I'm not. I can't. Okay.
I can't even.
Yeah, so there's all that pressure.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, you feel like a great sense of accomplishment in making it all come together, but logistics.
So many logistics. There's everything from where are you going to stay? Where are you sleeping?
What are you going to eat?
What are you going to eat?
Where are you going to shower?
Are you going to shower?
The answer is always yes.
I've been places where we haven't been able to. You learn how to shower in the sink, kids. I have a lot to teach you about mission trip stuff.
Apparently, I've led cushy mission trips.
Like, where are you going to sleep? Where are you going to eat? Where direction are you going to go? Like, are you going to all stay together? Do you have enough adults? Do you have enough male to female ratio?
When you get there, where are you going to get supplies to do what you're supposed to do? Yep. Are you going to have the know-how to do what you're supposed to do?
Right. Yeah, they're intense. It's intense.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
But it's so worth it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? To know that you're helping others experience what you experienced when you were in youth or an adult, you know, to experience just having your life shifted and changed. You know, I've never been on a foreign mission trip.
Yeah.
And so I'm really anxious about going to Africa, but so excited, of course. But I'm like, I know my life's going to be changed. Like, I know it because anybody who's ever been on a foreign mission trip says that.
Yeah.
But I'm anxious to see how that will manifest itself.
Yeah, and I think that those, like, you can't plan those things. I mean, I feel like that would be really shady to plan on a mission trip to be like, the world is going to turn upside down.
Like, the world turned upside down. Hamilton reference.
Gosh, number one today.
That's the first. Proud of myself for that.
I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Like, you can say that that's going to happen, but you can't manipulate the situation.
Right.
I mean, and so, like, you provide opportunities, but the Spirit's going to move how the Spirit's going to move.
Right.
And you can't plan for that to happen.
No, and I think especially with foreign mission trips, this is something I really thought hard about when I'm taking a group of young adults. Is it better to just send the money? Because we're doing it for clean water. So we're going to help them learn more about the importance of clean water and why it's important to not use dirty water to wash your hands and things like that. So education really is what we're going for. And so I thought, is it better that if we just send the money, they could build a well? Is that better? And what I've heard over and over again, especially from the person who's coordinating it, she's been to Liberia many times. She goes every year, several times, is no. Like, it's better. They want the relationship with us. They want to know that they matter to us. They say we bring hope. And so, what does it mean to be a hope bearer? That is intense, but amazing. So that's just been my prayer over these past 3 years, that God will help us be a hope bearer to these people. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm excited. I'll report back. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
We'll have to have like a special #PastorBesties edition.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And so in the middle of all of those amazing moments, there's always the moments about things that didn't go quite right. Like the things that... Yes. I mean, I did have one time that we were taking showers with garden hoses and garbage bags. That wasn't awkward at all.
That is awkward.
It was a little awkward. No purple.
No purple. Don't do that.
Don't purple.
Do people know what that means?
One gender is blue, one gender is red. You don't make purple.
That's just smart for any youth leader to enforce.
No PDA.
Oh yeah, like, buses breaking down and I'm like a cursed traveler. So anytime I travel in church vehicles, they always break down. I'm not even kidding. It's awful.
We were leaving one of the South Dakota trips that I went on. We were leaving early in the morning so that we could it only took 2 days to travel. And so it was early in the morning. I was barely awake, and I wasn't driving. The other driver was doing a marvelous job, and we were watching the deer bound next to us, and it was beautiful. And then it bounded in front of us. That was not beautiful.
That's not beautiful.
No. So we hit the deer.
I got stuck on the side of a Virginia highway in July for 5 hours one time.
Ugh. That's gross.
It was gross.
That's gross.
It was hot. It was gross.
I always say on mission trips, when you're on a mission trip, Wednesday, everyone hates each other.
And Wednesday! Wednesday. Everything falls apart on Wednesday.
Everybody hates each other on Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday is what we would call it. That is bananas.
I don't know. I'm
so glad that somebody else knows that is truth as well.
Yes,
Wacky
everybody
Wednesday.
hates each other on Wednesdays. Things just fall apart. Then on Thursday, it's like, oh, look, it's a new day. We're all fine.
Why is that?
I don't know.
We used to schedule, like, sleep-ins. Like, you could sleep in longer on Wednesday.
Genius.
Because it helped lessen the wackiness.
Genius. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, let us know.
Please, somebody.
Yeah. I wouldn't trade a mission trip for anything.
Absolutely not.
I mean, for all of the wackiness, for all the craziness, for all those moments of incredible stress or even drama or feeling hot and sweaty and hungry and tired, like, I wouldn't trade it.
No, so many good stories, so many formative experiences in my life, ways that I was changed. Go, mission trips.
Yeah.
They're the best.
They are.
Even though some things are the worst about them.
You know.
But they're still the best.
Yeah. So, if you are going on a trip or you've been on a trip, we want to hear your stories. So you hashtag PastorBesties.
Put it in the comments.
Share them out. Put it on our Facebook page.
Yes.
Like, we want to know your stories. What your best mission trip was. Remember what your worst mission trip was.
We need to hear your wacky Wednesday stories.
Is Wednesday terrible for you? Make sure you tell us. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe our video.
We would love that.
We would love you to subscribe to our channel. And so as you're planning a trip or you're thinking about a trip or you're dreaming about a trip, may you be inspired by the God who called you. The God who called you not just to take care of yourself, but also to take care of others. So may you love God, may you love each other, and may you change the world.
See you next time. Bye.